Make the upcoming Laylatul Qadr special for you and your family, and bind your fate to the blessed shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. On your behalf, a ziyarat can be performed in the holy city of Karbala. If you cannot make it to the holy land of Karbala this Ramadan, our staff can perform a complete ziyarat of Imam Hussein alayhi salam with all the a'mal and rituals in the holy shrine on your behalf, in appreciation for a sadaqah of $50. You will also have your names and the names of your dear ones and marhumeens put inside the holy zari alongside your wishes for this special night. This way, you have paid a sadaqah for the well-being of your family and a sadaqah jariyah on behalf of your marhumeen in the holy city of Karbala. By paying this sadaqah, you will also show the Imam of our time your support to the blessed cause of Aba Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. To reserve your ziyarah and receive follow-up videos and pictures of your names from the holy city and the holy shrine, WhatsApp us on the numbers displayed now on your screen.
Just a short while ago, we came to you with a dream. Imam Hussein TV finally has a new home thanks to your generosity. This chapter is something special. We're finally bringing everything to life. Phase 1 of the Zainabiyya complex starts here on the ground floor. The studios are being developed. Shortly you'll hear the voices you love to hear and the stories about the Ahlul Bayt. Also on this floor is something special. Our Husayniyya dedicated to Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. Phase 2 brings this floor to life. All the background work, be it editing, development, for all of your favorite shows happens on this floor. The stuff you don't get to see, the magic behind the camera, is all here. Phase 3 is all about sustainability, with offices being created to allow the channel to generate rental income. This phase is all about the long-term vision of the channel. Have the opportunity to rent an office in our new home. You helped us secure a foundation. This Ramadan helped us build on it. Every single donation leaves a legacy. This is a place for community, family, and most importantly, every single one of you. Donate this month, build with us.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. عظم الله أجورنا وأجوركم بمصابنا بسيدنا ومولانا أمير المؤمنين عليه السلام، وجعلنا الله وإياكم من الطالبين بثأره بين يدي الإمام المنصور المؤيد المهدي من آل محمد. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وعظيمنا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع نفوسنا أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وأصحابه الغر الميامين. الحمد لله الذي جعلنا من المتمسكين بولاية سيدي ومولاي علي بن أبي طالب. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. أما بعد, do not fight them unless they initiate the fighting, for by the grace of Allah you are on the right. So if you leave them to start the fighting, then this will be a point for your side against theirs. If by the will of Allah you defeat the enemy, then do not kill the runner away, and do not strike the helpless, and do not finish the wounded. Do not inflict pain on women, even if they have been foul-mouthed towards your honor, or if they have been abusive towards your officials. For you must remember that they are weak and lacking in intelligence and within their desires. We have been ordered to desist from attacking women, even if they are unbelievers. During the days of Jahiliyyah, if a man struck a woman with a stick or with a stone, then that man would be rebuked, and his offspring as well after him. The first of our loud salawat in honor of Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. A second even louder salawat in honor of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. The third with your loudest voices in honor of the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wal-Zaman. Respected scholars, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Letter 14 in Nahj al-Balagha discusses the ethics of war in the eyes of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullah wa salamuhu alayh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. As we know, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam participated in over 80 wars in his life. He was always the model of restraint, the model of ethics, the model of morality in every single war which he took part in. Indeed, there is not even a single moment in Islamic history where a person can point to Ali ibn Abi Talib being unethical or having any war crime associated with him. We know very well that the world that we live in today is a world where there are wars absolutely everywhere. I don't think there's been a period in my life, in the 4 decades that I've lived on this earth, where there hasn't been a war that I've seen either in my own eyes or know people who've been involved in. If you look, for example, at the majority of us here, 4 decades, 5 decades, 6 decades that we've lived, 7 decades, we've always come across wars on the news, atrocities that we've seen, murders that we've seen, assassinations that we've seen, mutilations that we've seen. In the 1980s, we saw the Iraq-Iran war. In the 1990s, we saw the Gulf War. In the 2000s, we saw war in Syria. Today, we see war absolutely everywhere, as in when one looks at the news, one finds that on the news, Iran, America, Israel, the war is right in front of us taking place. You find that there are certain people, when they look at this war, or the war between Pakistan and Afghanistan, or the war between Russia and Ukraine, or other wars that no one mentions because there's nothing to gain from mentioning those wars. There are wars, for example, in places like Sudan, no one will mention. Places like Congo, no one will mention. The reality is that around us, each and every one of us, there are wars taking place on a daily basis. alongside those wars, there's a question. Are there really ethics in these wars? Or have we reached the stage where the ethics has gone even on the battlefield? Because there are two concepts that always emerge in relation to war. One is war games, another is war crimes. War games is when a person decides, for example, that they're going to begin a war for different reasons, just to have a game. For example, some people may begin a war for what reason? They may begin a war because they have certain accusations against their character. They want to divert the attention of everyone in the world on somewhere else. So what they decide to do is they decide to start a war as they please. Because otherwise, the people's attention will all be on them, on their controversies, on what people suspect them of doing. So automatically, you'll have someone who takes war as a game. Let's look for a country who we can try and destroy. Which country do you want to choose today? Once upon a time, it was Vietnam. Another time, it was Iraq. Another time, it was Kuwait. Another time, it was Afghanistan. Another time, it was Russia. Many of these wars, you'll see, what was involved in some cases were games. That a person, on the one hand, either wanted to divert the attention of the people towards a different direction, or sometimes you had the other way. What was it? Sometimes it was a game of how much money can we make if we start a war. Look at the intention behind a war. That person may begin a war for what reason? That I want to make some money. If I start a war here, I'll make some money on the gas, some money on the petrol, some money, the planes will get money, the multinationals will get money. These people have no ethics when it comes to war. They'll tell you that I'm trying to save the world and I want to make sure that humanity is all saved. The reality is all he wants to save sometimes is his bank account, nothing more. You'll see therefore that when it comes to war games, there are two groups. There are either those who, for example, are making wars to protect their reputation, or there are those who are making wars, starting wars, so that they're able to do what? So that they're able to make money. On the other hand, you have what are known as war crimes. All of this come under the ethics of war. War crimes, you'll have some people who'll tell you, we went into that country to save that country. They've raped in that country. They've pillaged in that country. They've tortured in that country. They've killed children in that country. They've mutilated bodies in that country. That person will tell you, but we went in there as peacemakers. The reality is that the record that they have of unethical acts in that war leaves a lot to be desired. Until today, there are certain wars, many of us do not even know about some of the atrocities that have taken place. Only now you are hearing, this one went through waterboarding, this one was hung, this one was whipped, this one was flogged. It didn't matter if it was a woman, it didn't matter if it was children, it didn't matter if it was the elderly, and they didn't even care what they were destroying. Sometimes they destroy a place of worship. Sometimes they destroy holy personalities and their lives. Therefore, when it comes to the concept of war, Islam doesn't deny that war takes place, but Islam wanted there to be ethics on the battlefield. With Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, when you dissect his life, you'll see that the Imam never once in the 80 odd wars that he took part in has any war crime associated with his name. This is miraculous. Why? Me and you, if you put us outside on the street, someone says a bad word to us, we could still lose our temper, our ego can still take over, we can still be malicious, we can still have road rage, we can destroy someone's life, and that's just us on the street. Not on a hot day in Safin, not on a very nasty day in Jamal, not against animals in Nahrawan, not at Badr or Uhud or Khandaq or Khaybar. Notice that when you dissect Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, even many of the Shia talk about the bravery of Imam Ali alayhi salam on the battlefield instead of using the word chivalry of Imam Ali on the battlefield. Bravery. There are many soldiers in the time of the Prophet and after him who were brave, but they were reckless on the battlefield. There were many who were brave, but if you hurt their ego, they'd kill you. Sometimes they might even kill you for angering them, not for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They'll say to you that this guy angered me, so I ripped his head off. Whereas with Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, you look at his conduct of ethics of war, you'll see the ma'soom at play on the battlefield with not a single blunder in his life. Whether the day was hot or it was cold, whether his companions backstabbed him or not, whether his best friends were in the opposition or not, never did Amir al-Mu'mineen ever waver from the ethics of the battlefield. And that's why this letter in Nahj al-Balagha, which I'm seeking to dissect tonight, this letter in Nahj al-Balagha shouldn't just be used in our majalis. Rather, this should be studied at universities when it comes to war studies. If you go to King's College today, or you go to Harvard, or you go to many of the most prestigious universities in the world, they have a war studies department. The war studies department discusses wars, conduct in wars, ethics in wars, principles in wars. Note one thing about Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, that throughout the 80 odd battles that he fought, not only he was victorious, but he was never unethical. Every single time, with an enemy of his, with a friend of his, with the opposition, you'll always find the Imam displayed the greatest ethics. Let us tonight, in the midst of all that's going on in the world concerning the wars that we see, let's look at the philosophy of the ethics of war in the eyes of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. And I'd like to dissect this in the following stages. Number one, when the Imam said, do not fight them unless they initiate the fight. How important was conflict resolution before a war in the eyes of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam? Number two, why did the Imam say, if someone is running away, don't kill them? Number three, why did the Imam stress, never kill our daughters or nieces or ladies on a battlefield? And how important was it that the Muslim maintained his calm when he saw females in front of him in any battle or in any arena? Number four, how did Imam Ali alayhi salam, even when he saw the opposition was desperate, how did he still show ethics to the opposition in their most difficult moments? Number five, how did the Imam stress that religious sites or religious leaders should not be killed when it comes to the wars, and that a person must be dignified when it comes to all of these? Number six, how did all of these get embodied in one day in the Battle of Khandaq? And how did the Imam show the complete ethics that led the Holy Prophet to saying that his strike at Khandaq is greater than the worship of every human and every jinn? And how did he display his ethics on that day? And number seven, what's the connection between the strike at Khandaq and the strike of Ibn Muljam? Let's discuss this and dissect the topic in complete depth. When you come to this letter, letter 14 of Nahj al-Balagha, this letter was a letter from Imam Ali alayhi salam to his companions at the Battle of Siffin. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen's most vicious enemy was at the Battle of Siffin. Muawiyah, as we all know, had a hatred for Ali. Even this myth that we have today, that on the 19th of Ramadan, they tried to kill Muawiyah and kill Amr ibn al-As and kill Imam Ali. This is all nonsense. Muawiyah was the funder behind the people who killed Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. Muawiyah and his army had gathered in the Battle of Siffin. If my biggest enemy, the guy who I hate the most, has brought an army accusing me of something I've not done, then what am I gonna do? Sometimes I'll probably lose myself and destroy that person. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, on the contrary, wanted to highlight to his Shia, don't use war as an excuse to take out your venom on people. There first has to be, at the beginning, self-restraint and thinking whether this can be avoided. Because you might see some of the Shia today fall into this idea, I want war, I want death, I want killing, I want to see blood. No, wait. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam could see that some of his soldiers were biting their teeth, ready to destroy the opposition at Siffin. He saw, for example, Hujr bin Adi abusing Muawiyah. He said to him, we don't need to abuse. You want to talk about these people, talk about their bad traits. You could talk about the people of Sham, but don't generalize. Some of his companions were thinking, but Mawla, we've come to this battle. These guys want to kill us. You're telling us to calm down. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, in the lead up to the battle of Siffin, was writing letters to his companions, making it clear, we do not, Ahl al-Bayt, enjoy seeing bloodshed. This is a vital point. Because sometimes people imagine that us Shia, because everyone's saying, we are Husseini, we are Karbala'i, it means that we love seeing blood and jihad and war. On the contrary, Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam were never people like this. Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam were people, if they had the chance, they would not shed blood everywhere and look to kill everyone who comes in their way. If that was the case, then at Saqifa, Imam would have done it straight away. Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam would realize and calculate a situation, but the most important thing for them was the moral upper hand. We are not animals like this man and his mother who used to chew the liver. This man and his mother, they grew from the blood of killing. We are people who grew from the house of Jibreel alayhi salam. We're not people who grew in a house of cannibals who enjoy fighting and beheading and killing. Because wallahi, sometimes while I see the zeal and the passion of our youth, at the same time I want our youth to remember something. That don't just go down this route where I just want to kill whoever's my opposition and punch them and hit them. Relax. There has to be restraint. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen saw his Shia at Siffin, and the Shia were brave and the Shia were full of valor. But Imam still turned around to them and he said, come here. And he wrote a letter to them. The details of this letter open up the ethics of war. Let's see what he says. He begins by saying, do not fight them unless they have initiated the fighting, because by the grace of Allah, you are on the truth. So if they begin the fight, you have a point on your side against them. What's the Imam meaning here? Imam means here right from the beginning, the first ethics of war in the eyes of Imam Ali alayhi salam is always try and find a way for conflict resolution. Don't straight away jump in to fighting. Try and find a way in that you don't start the fight. If the opposition starts the fight, that's a different story. And remember one thing, Imam can call offensive jihad if he wants to. Islam is not just defensive jihad. Because you know some Shia, when the non-Muslim asks us, they say to us, for example, that your prophet was involved in battles. We jump straight away defensively and we say, our prophet was only in defensive war. A ma'soom can call offensive and defensive war. A ma'soom, if he wants to, can call jihad ibtida'i as well as jihad difa'i. If a ma'soom feels that we should go on the offensive because he can see the Muslims are in a difficult situation, the ma'soom can call offensive jihad. Someone says, no, but said Ammar, I told people that in Shi'ism we only believe in defensive jihad. No. In Shi'ism we believe in offensive and defensive jihad. But only a ma'soom can call, although Ayatollah al-Khoi, may Allah bless his soul, Ayatollah al-Khoi, quite interestingly, in a difference with others, said that even the marja' who is qualified may call offensive jihad. Ayatollah al-Khoi. Others of the maraja' said that only a ma'soom can, for example, call offensive jihad. Ayatollah al-Khoi said that a marja' in his wilayah may call offensive jihad. But whether there is one at that level and the state is at that stage is up for discussion. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen at Siffin, Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen could have easily said, let's just begin the battle. No, do not fight them unless they initiate the fighting. For by the grace of Allah, you are on haqq, you are on the truth. And if they begin fighting, then you can use that point against them. We know very well, in any war that takes place, the people who attack first are the one who the majority of society hates. Why? Because we as human beings, we want peace, we want mediation, we want there to be mediators, we want there for people to have conflict resolution. Notice that Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, even before the battle of Siffin, didn't just jump in, because normally we imagine they get to the battle of Jamal at Basra and they just pick up their swords and they want to fight each other. No. Ali ibn Abi Talib says, no, you do not fight unless they initiate the fighting. Firstly, try and negotiate with each other. Talk to each other. You are both humans and this whole sky belongs to the both of you. At the end of the day, no one has a right above the other. Talk to each other. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen in the battle of Jamal sees Aisha, Talha, Zubair, all of them in the opposition. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen would send mediators before the battle. Why would he send mediators? Because Imam didn't want to build his Shia on the idea that we just haphazardly go into fighting. Send a mediator from their side and a mediator from your side. Imam would use, for example, Ammar bin Yasir. Imam would talk to Ammar bin Yasir. Ammar, go and have a word with them. Go and talk to them. Say to them that why are we fighting each other? Is there no possible solution between us? Can we not mediate with each other? Imam would ask Ammar. On another occasion, Imam asked Uthman bin Hunayf. He said to him, you talk to the people of Basra. Aisha and her army have come all the way towards Basra. Talk to them. Tell them, Baba, the unity of the Muslims. Keep the Muslims together. Many make Imam Ali alayhi salam seem like he just wanted to start fighting. Imam was the one who mediated, not the opposition. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen was the one before Basra. He's the one who said, I am willing to ask all of you a question. What is it that I've done wrong? You tell me. Where's the killers of Uthman? He said, wait, if Uthman has been killed, let's have a court case and we will get the witnesses and we'll discuss. No, you know who they are, and if you don't give them to us and punish them, we'll kill you. Wait, Baba, wait. You are accusing me of these crimes. Weren't you the ones who called Uthman Na'thal? Didn't you call Uthman a hyena? Didn't you, the wife of the Prophet, weren't you the one who was insulting him? Abdullah bin Mas'ud, Abu Dhar al-Ghifari, Ammar bin Yasir, all of them, weren't they the ones standing against Uthman? Am I not the one who tried to help when Uthman was surrounded by his house? Imam did not want to initiate the fight. Imam lowered himself to a level, Wallah al-Azim, no human would kill their ego like Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. Today, if I try and reconcile two people in the community, Wallahi, their ego is from here until the samawat. You look at him, you're like, Habibi, I am sitting here for 2 hours staring at your face. Why I'm sitting staring at your face, I don't know. But on top of that, your ego in this reconciliation is destructive. Well, I want to mediate between the two of you. You're not allowing me to mediate. When you mediate, you hope that the two sides, their egos will drop. You hope that one of them will say, okay, Baba, if you say that we've done a mistake, give me terms by which we agree with one another, we'll work on. Before the Battle of Jamal, Imam had a three-pronged approach. Either you send a mediator, that's number one. Or number two, you remind the Muslims of their unity. Or number three, he called them directly. Zubair, come here. Zubair, you're not my cousin? Said yes. You're my cousin. You remember when we were younger? Do you remember about 30 years ago when the Prophet said to you, how much do you love Ali ibn Abi Talib? And you said, I love him so much. And he asked you, will you ever leave him? And you said, never. And he warned you, there'll be a day that you'll leave me. He looked at him in the eye. Mawla, why don't you just pick up a sword This guy cannot defeat you. Finish him. No. Do not fight them unless they initiate the fighting. Try and talk to them. Every human, even wallahi some of the worst, you can still find a way to convince them, to talk to them, to put a mediator in the middle. What do you think kills us about what's happened with Iran? The Omani mediator was placed in the middle. What was the role of that Omani mediator? Why didn't Iran just strike? Or why weren't they struck straight away? The idea was we're going to have a mediator in the middle. That mediator should follow the ethics of Imam Ali alayhi salam. And I'm sure you'll all agree with me, the most peaceful humans on this earth are Omanis. Do you agree? Omanis are peaceful. Yes? Omanis, very peaceful. They're not going to hurt you. They're going to cause you issue. They're super laid back. The Omani, why was he placed in the middle of mediation? Otherwise, the Shia could have gone all out and people could have fought. The Omani was placed in the middle in the hope that there would be mediation between the two sides. What do we hate the most? When you put a mediator in the middle and there is no respect for that mediator. True? As in today, when people are saying that this side is right, this side is wrong, I ask them one question: which side tried to work with a mediator and which did not? Whether it's Jamal or Safin or Nahrawan or 2026, when countries appoint a mediator, it is like how Imam appointed a Jamal. Imam did not say, I've got Dhul Fiqar, who wants it? Come, bring it on. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen turned around and he placed a mediator. And he did exactly the same when at Jamal, what happened? Imam, someone came to him and said, Imam, shall we shoot? He said, no. Imam, but they're not listening to you. Never. Do not fight them unless they initiate the fighting. The moment Talha and his comrades got that arrow, and of course, fitna makers are always in the middle of war. Isn't that true? Any war you'll see, there is always a fitna maker in the middle. Who was the fitna maker at Jamal? Marwan ibn al-Hakam. Marwan ibn al-Hakam, you know what he used to do at Jamal? He shoots Aisha's side and he shoots Imam Ali's side. He's shooting both sides. You ask him, Baba, which side are you on? There's always a fitna maker in every generation. Whether it's today, whether it's 1,000 years ago, there's always one person or one city or one community or one country that shoots both sides. It says we are with this side, and then it's this side, and then back this side, and then this side. When their business is affected, they're with this side. When salah is affected, they're with this side. As that famous companion once said, salah is good with Ali, and food is good with Muawiyah. And if the two of them fight each other, it's better that I'm in the middle. Yes? Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, therefore, when he said, do not fight them until they have initiated the fighting. Why? Because Mawla didn't want them to have an excuse that Ali started the fighting. No. Never could you ever say that Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen started a war. Never. Never. Even Saqifa, they came to his house to threaten him. It wasn't him who came out to fight them. It remains with them forever. At Jamal, Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, they started the war. The moment the arrow was shot, what did Mawla say? He said, that's it. Now that they've shot us, now we fight them. Now it's over. And when Amir al-Mu'mineen says it's over, you know it's over. So therefore, at Jamal, Imam had that principle. At Siffin, you know, the battle of Siffin, weeks on end, there was no fighting. Do you know what it was? Negotiation. Many people today, if you tell them what happened at the battle of Siffin, they'll normally tell you Imam Ali, Malik al-Ashtar, and so on and so forth. Ask them, how many weeks was the battle? So, said Ammar, the battle was 3 months. Ask them, how much of those 3 months was war? Ahl al-Bayt are bloodthirsty? Is that what we made Ahl al-Bayt? Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen kept on writing letters to Muawiyah's side. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen kept on sitting in negotiations with Muawiyah's side. Mawla, how do you sit and negotiate with shaitan? More today, if someone sat and negotiated, they'll say you're a coconut white boy sellout. True or no? The moment any of our people enter politics, that guy's a sellout, that guy is a sellout, that guy is CIA, MI6, MI5. Are you willing to say that Mawla negotiating with Muawiyah, was Mawla a sellout? Mawla, what are you doing? Wait, do not fight them unless they initiate the fighting. Come and sit down, negotiate, let's talk. What's your issue with me? Uthman, he said to him, Baba, Uthman, when he was asking for your help, you were the first to run away. Muawiyah was the first, his cousin is asking for help. Muawiyah did not help him at all. By the way, Muawiyah is so sneaky that even Uthman, when he died, Muawiyah straight away tried to propose for his wife. Uthman's wife, Naila, Al-Farasifa, Uthman's wife, Muawiyah tried to sneak a proposal after Uthman's died. Publicly, what's Muawiyah doing? Fatiha for Uthman. Privately, this is the sneakiness. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen said to him, you are saying that you want the blood of Uthman avenged, but you didn't even help Uthman. Still, I want to fight you. Imam said to him, but the Muslim bloods will be shed. Still, I want to fight. Imam tried his hardest in the battle of Siffin to negotiate before the battle began. The theory that we've been given in many of our majalis, Imam gets to Jamal, fights. Imam gets to Siffin, fights. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen would always try his hardest to have peace before war. Because a Shi'i will always try to find peace before war. And that's why the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Look at Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam. Didn't he try to find a sulh with the shaitans of his time? Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam found a situation where the Shia blood will be high. And that's why it surprises me. Sometimes I hear people on their Twitter or on their Instagram, you'll see them write, live like Ali and die like Hussein. Hey, what happened to the one in the middle? How about the one in the middle? Where's he gone? Live like Ali and die like Hussein. Yeah, but how about the one in the middle? Or is it that the one in the middle politically is not useful these days? Because you know, the moment you open Imam al-Hasan's chapter, straight away someone jumps at you. Yeah, but we are Hussein. No, hold on. So why aren't we Hassani? Is it haram to be Hassani? Or politically it doesn't suit us to be Hassani because it doesn't sound powerful anymore? So the less I say, it's better I don't talk much. Because if you talk much, you're talking to a world which 90% of them doesn't even know contemporary Shia political theories and politics. And if you start opening that door, sometimes you stick to talking only Quran and Ahlul Bayt, it is better for your health. If you talk outside Quran and Ahlul Bayt, you will be ostracized. There are people who say to you, why are you only discussing Quran and Ahlul Bayt? Imam al-Hasan, like his father, if I can negotiate with him, people were saying, you've let down the believers. Imam said, you can call me whatever you want. I'm not going to see the blood of the Shia shed. We'll try and find a way to mediate. And that's why the same with Imam al-Hussein, like his father at Karbala, didn't Imam al-Hussein say, we will not be the first to shoot the arrow? Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam at Karbala said, we will not shoot the first arrow. When Umar bin Sa'ad said, let everyone be a witness that I am the one who shot, that's it. Now you mess with Al Muhammad, we will come after you. But we will not begin. Therefore, what did Imam Ali say at the beginning? The first ethic of war is that try and find conflict resolution and diplomacy. Do not haphazardly enter something, seeing bloodshed absolutely everywhere. That's the first thing. So what does he begin? Do not fight them unless they initiate the fighting. For by the grace of Allah, you are on the truth. And if they initiate the fighting, then that will be a point for you against them. Then after that, what does he say? If by the will of Allah we defeat the enemies, notice how humble he is. He doesn't say when we defeat the enemies. Says, if by the will of Allah we defeat the enemies, then do not kill the one who's running away. And do not strike the helpless, and do not finish off the wounded. Look at the man. If someone's running away from me in battle, I'm going to finish them. The guy's been fighting me the whole day. Imam Amir al-Mu'minin says, no. You see someone running, let them run. Let them keep going. Don't chase that person. And if you see someone who's helpless, do not strike the person who's helpless. How many of you remember that scene in battle when the person saw Imam Ali alayhi salam? He said, they say that he was fighting Imam Ali. His sword hits the sword of Mawla. Mawla has both swords. He looks at him. The person's helpless. He has no sword. Imam has his sword and his sword. So the person looks at him and says, they say you're the most just person, and that anyone who asks you for anything you give. He said, it's true. He said, I want my sword back. He said, here, take it. That person said, now I joined the path of Ali. He said, no, say I've joined the path of justice. Let's have a second Nara Haidari, inshallah. And a third Nara Haidari. Imam Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam, that person was helpless. Muawiyah's army was thirsty. When they had control of the water, Mawla said to them, give me the water. They said, no. Amir al-Mu'minin said, why? They said, you won't even touch this water. The water of the Furat, you won't even touch it. No problem. When Imam got control of the water, Muawiyah's army was thirsty. Imam looked at them, they were helpless. He asked his companions, what do you think? What should we do? Some of them said, don't give them anything. Imam said, no. The one who's helpless, don't strike them. Give them from that water. Let them drink from that water. Abdullah ibn Zubair, Aisha's nephew, the biggest troublemaker at Jamal, was lying on the ground at Jamal. All Imam had to do was take his sword and kill him. But Imam had ethics of war. What was the ethics? Do not kill the one running away. And do not strike the one who's helpless. And do not finish off the wounded. That person was finished. Imam was about to strike him. Imam left him. They said to Mawla, Mawla, why you leave him? This person is helpless. Aisha said, that Ali is the killer of the beloved. He said, if I was the killer of the beloved, I would have killed your nephew when he was right in front of me. Yes? Your nephew, Abdullah ibn Zubair, was right in front of me. I could have killed him, but I didn't. Because Mawla realized that this person, when he's helpless, there's no need for us to stab it harder. Let the person go. Let them run away. I don't care if they run back. I am on a much higher moral pedestal than these people. And that's why after that he has a famous line. He says, do not kill what? Do not inflict pain on the woman. Even if those women have been using bad words about your honor, or if those women have been abusing you, because they are weak in their intelligence and they're weak in their desires. In terms of weak in their intelligence and desires, we know that those ladies who came with Muawiyah to Saffin, their intelligence was real stupidity and their desires had overtaken them. But at the same time, he said, do not kill the woman, do not kill children, because those children have done nothing wrong to you. 175 girls die in Iran. Why? Why 175 girls die? If we're talking about the ethics of war, what have those girls done to you for you to kill them? What have those girls done? Ali ibn Abi Talib used to say, you see a child, female, you see a woman, don't touch them. A woman, the elderly, none of these are meant to be touched. Leave them, because only a coward would take out his oppression on a female. That 6-year-old at school, or that 8-year-old girl, or that 75-year-old lady, what has she done wrong for you to go and kill her in a battlefield? That whole school now, I cannot imagine. What are those mothers going through? Honestly, what are those moms going through? Those moms see Fatimas and Zainabs and Batuls and Hamidas and Kulthums and Khadijas and Asiyas and Maryams. All of these girls from the lovers of Ahlul Bayt. You're telling me the ethics of war. I ask you, in war, you want to hit somewhere military, hit the military. Ali ibn Abi Talib used to say, you hit the opposition, yes, but you don't hit the elderly, the children, the places of worship. How many of us Shia to see ISIS bomb our places of worship? How many of us? Every single generation and decade, we see our places of worship destroyed. At one stage, Karbala, another Samara, another Sayyidah Zainab, another Baqi'. Wherever we go, our places of worship are destroyed. I ask you, Ali ibn Abi Talib in his life, did he ever destroy a church? Did Imam ever destroy a synagogue? Imam ever destroy a Zoroastrian temple? How many times we hear that when Mawla walked past the place of worship, someone came to him and said to him, I wonder how much shirk is being done in there. And he replied, I wonder how much Allah is being worshipped in there. I can look at the people in the church, even if I don't agree with the church or the synagogue in terms of theology, the ethics of war is that you don't destroy places of worship. You don't destroy schools of children. You don't destroy homes for the elderly. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen said to his companions at Saffin, do not inflict pain on women, even if those women abuse you. Allahu Akbar. If I went to a school and that school had a teacher and on the wall she's abusing Imam Ali alayhi salam, what should I do? Imam says, that person, do not inflict pain on them. Mawla, but the woman is abusing you. He said, no. Sometimes she's weak in her intelligence. Sometimes she's weak in her nafs. Only in Jahiliyyah, only the ignorant would attack the woman. And that's why he concludes this. What does he say? In his conclusion, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam says very clearly. He says that during the period of Jahiliyyah, if a man struck a woman with a stick or with a stone, he would be rebuked and the whole of his offspring would be rebuked. Why? Because only a coward hits a woman. And only a coward would go on the battlefield. If they saw a woman on that battlefield, they would hurt those women. And that's why even when we looked at Karbala, what was the biggest insult in Karbala? When the daughters of Al-Muhammad were running from tent to tent. True? What's the biggest insult in Karbala? If you want to see the lack of ethics on a war, look at Bani Umayyah and their shaitani ethics, and look at Bani Hashim and their angelic ethics. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Bani Hashim, until today, we will not go to a school and bomb the whole school. We won't go to the elderly. Until today in the news, what do you always hear? Military base attacked, military base attacked, military attacked. But you will never hear that the civilian, today I see some countries in the Gulf, they put on their Instagram, Alhamdulillah, look, I'm okay. I'm going to the beach. I'm going to the cafes. I'm going to the restaurants. You know why? Because that civilian in a way is admitting that I know my home will not be attacked because of the principles of Ali. Don't dismiss this. Otherwise you think we couldn't have been reckless. But we are the sons of the man who was struck on a night like this. We're his sons. And if you're his sons, then of course you try and follow his code of conduct. And that's why the man, any battle you look at he always practiced what he preached. It's one thing to say to someone that don't finish off the wounded, Don't strike the helpless. Don't do things because of your ego. Try and do things for conflict resolution. Don't kill someone out of anger. But it's another implementing it. And he implemented it all on the day of Khandaq. On the battle of Khandaq. Why do you think the Prophet said the whole of Iman has come out to fight the whole of Kufr? Why did the Prophet say that? Because the embodiment of Iman as a human was Ali ibn Abi Talib. And that's why he is Amir al-Mu'mineen. The very prince of Iman is Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. Rasulullah said the whole of Iman has come out to fight the whole of Kufr. I defy anyone to show me a description in any book of any companion of the Prophet where the Prophet says the whole of Iman has come out to fight the whole of Kufr. Never. Never. People are praised, but no one says the whole of Iman has come out to fight the whole of Kufr. When he came out on the day of Khandaq, Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen came out. As you know, Amr ibn Wudd al-Amiri was in front of him. When Amr ibn Wudd came out, he asked, where is Muhammad and his companions? I am Amr ibn Wudd al-Amiri. I'll destroy all of them one by one. I'll finish them all today. None of them would come out. Why? Because they knew this guy will finish them. He's too brave. The man is an expert in every area of the battle. So Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib turned around to his Prophet. Let me go, sit down. Let me go, sit down. Let me go. He said to him, now you go. How old was he on that day? He was around 28 years of age. But Ali ibn Abi Talib at 28, at 38, at 48, at 58 is exactly the same in terms of his perfection. Came out and he looked at him. He said, name yourself. He said, I am Ali, son of Abu Talib. He said to him, I will not kill you. He said, why? He said, because your father was a friend of mine. Imam looked at him and said, but I will kill you because you're an enemy of Allah. However many times my Prophet tried to negotiate with you, Badr, you never left him. Uhud, you never left him. You've come back again. We've tried our hardest to negotiate with you. We're in Medina, you're in Mecca. You still are not leaving us alone. Enough is enough. He said to him, but I'll kill you. When they started their fight, everybody could see, but then suddenly couldn't see because there's dust and sand everywhere. Suddenly, when the sand was gone, they saw him. And when they saw him walk away. Then they saw him come back. And then they saw him walk away. And then he shouted, Allahu Akbar. When he came back, they asked him, they said to him, what happened? We saw you. You went towards killing him, then you walked away, then you went again, and then you walked away. He replied by saying, look at the ethic of Ali. He said, when I was fighting him, he struck me hard on the top of my head here. It was bleeding everywhere here. When he came back to the army, the wound here, blood was all over his face. Because Amr ibn Wudd had hit him so hard that we are told in some narrations, any other person would have died. He got hit so badly here, there was blood everywhere. He said, he hit me, but then I struck him, and he fell. As I was coming near him, about to finish him, he spat at me. I had a decision to make. I wanted to kill him as soon as he spat at me. But then my intention would have been because of my anger, not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I had to make sure that the strike is 100% clean intention for Allah. Not for buildings, not for gas, not for oil, not for planes, not for multinationals, but for Allah only. Said then I went back and I finished him. And that is what happened. The Prophet turned around to all of them and said, ضربة علي يوم الخندق. The strike of Ali on the day of Khandaq is greater than the ibadah of every human and every jinn till the day of judgment. Imagine. How many humans, how many jinns there are? The strike of Ali. There are many other strikes, Ya Rasulullah. Why that one? Because its intention was so clean for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There wasn't even any ego in finishing him off. But look what then happens at the magnanimity of the man. When Amr ibn Uwaid's sister, she's in the tent, the narrations mention that they're sitting there, these guys are barbecuing, they're having a good time, they're certain they're gonna win. And then all of a sudden, someone enters. When they enter, they said to her, we have bad news. Said what? Said condolences. Said, what do you mean? Said, someone killed your brother. Said, my brother? Said, yes, your brother. Said, Amr ibn Uwaid? Said, yes. Said, that's impossible. Which lion killed my brother? Because he was known to wrestle with the lions. So now which lion has killed my brother? There's no human who can kill my brother. Which lion has killed my brother? They said to her, Ali, son of Abu Talib. She said, can you take me to his body? Said, yeah, come. She was walking towards his body. She's crying. She gets closer to the body, crying. She sits by the body, crying. And then she gets up from the body and she says, I'm honored the son of Abu Talib killed my brother. Ooh. Everyone's mystified. Said, I'm honored that the son of Abu Talib killed my brother. They said to her, what do you mean? She said, my brother, before he fights one-on-one, always whispers to the one fighting that I'm gonna kill you. But if you end up killing me somehow, leave the armor and the jewelry on my body so that my family can inherit it. She said, I'm honored that the son of Abu Talib killed my brother. Because any other soldier would have been unethical and taken everything for booty. Any other soldier would have taken everything as booty. But the son of Abu Talib has so much ethics that my brother's wish before he died, he fulfilled that wish. Wallahi, someone like this cannot live in this world. Ali ibn Abi Talib was not made for this world. He's made for Jannah. Ali ibn Abi Talib is not made for dunya. He is made for Jannah because he's an angel walking on the earth. Every single aspect of him was angelic. And that's why you find, my dear brothers and sisters, that strike of Amr ibn Uwaid al-Amiri on the day of Khandaq, that strike would come back one day. Which day? On a night like this. Because it's on a night like this that Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam was with his family. His family members, all of them around him, on a night like this. And you can imagine the face of Sayyida Zainab alayhi salam on a night like this. And the face of Kulthum and Hassan and Hussein. Take your heart on a night like this to the land of Najaf. I don't know, where do you want to take your heart tonight? Some of you may take your heart to Sham tonight, to give condolences to a ghariba in Sham. Tonight, look at how many of us are here in London honoring the Amir. How many are with his daughter tonight? Does his daughter have anyone to read Masa'ib next to her grave? I ask you all a question. On a night like this, Zainab was with him, Kulthum was with him, Imam al-Hassan was with him, Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam was with him. Imagine the scene, my dear brothers and sisters, for the family of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. And that's why the narrations mention to all of us how difficult it was for his children and his family on this night, because they noticed something different about their father and the complexion on the face of their father. He knew that this was the night that Rasulullah had always told him about. This was the night that the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and his family had always told him there'd be a night in the mosque of Kufa. But imagine for those children, why is it difficult for each one of those children, you ask? Because their mother died when they were still children, correct? If you imagine for Imam al-Hassan, he was 8 years of age when his mother Fatima died. Imam al-Hussein was 7 when his mother Fatima died. Zainab was 5 when her mother died. Kulthum alayha salam was 1.5 when her mother died. Imagine for these children how difficult it was. I also want to mention someone else. Imagine Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas on this night. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas was also close to his father. And the brothers of Abu al-Fadl, they were all still young and they were close to their father. Imagine the heart of al-Baneen on this night, seeing Amir al-Mu'mineen as he's about to leave for the mosque. The Imam began to leave for the mosque on a night like this. He came towards the mosque of Kufa. Take your hearts on this night to the mosque of Kufa. Ali ibn Abi Talib walking inside the mosque. Imagine the scene as he walks past a man who's sleeping on his stomach. The Imam tells him, do not sleep this sleep, for this is the sleep of shaitan. The Imam then walks towards the Salah. It's the time of Fajr. The man who looked after Salah, will his Salah look after him tonight? Imagine as the Imam begins the takbir, Allahu Akbar. Take your hearts tonight with the Imam. The Imam begins with the recital. All of a sudden the Imam goes into the ruku'. There are Muslims praying behind the Imam. Those Muslims who are praying behind him, amongst them there's a man who's beginning to move. He's beginning to move between the rows. Condolences to Imam Sahib al-Zaman on what I'm about to narrate. As the man was walking between the rows, Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen went down in his sujood. As he went down in his sujood, there was suddenly a call. Hukum belongs to Allah. Authority belongs to Allah and not to you, O Ali. All of a sudden the man struck Ali ibn Abi Talib on the top of his head. The call that we heard, that we hear every year, Fustu. Yes, Fustu Rabb al-Kaaba. I have been victorious by the Lord of the Kaaba. Qatalani ibn al-Yahudiyya. I've been killed by the Jewish woman. All of a sudden there was a call in the sky from Jibreel. Tahaddamat wallah arkanul huda. All of you know that call. Tahaddamat wallah. تهدمت والله أركان الهدى انفصمت والله العروة الوثقى قتل أدقى الأتقياء قتله أشقى الأشقياء قتل علي المرتضى. Imagine the sight as Imam al-Hassan saw blood all over the face of his father. Imam al-Hassan saw blood all over the face of his father. Then Imam al-Hussein carried the head of his father. He placed the head of his father in his lap. His father removed his head. Then he placed the head again. And then his father said, Hussein, is that you? He said to him, Father, it's me. He said to him, today you carry my head. Allahu Akbar. He said to him, today you carry my head. Who will carry your head one day in Karbala, O Sayyid al-Shuhada? Imam al-Hassan and Imam al-Hussein alayhim as-salam begun to carry their father. He was walking with them until he reached the door. Then as he left the mosque of Kufa, they were holding his arms. Then he continued until he turned around to them and said, "Oh my sons, let me walk, don't carry me anymore." They said to him, "Father, why?" They said to him, "Father, why?" He said, "I see Zainab at the door, and I don't want to shock Zainab. I see Zainab at the door, and I don't want to shock my daughter." How caring is Amir al-Mu'mineen that he didn't want to break the heart of his Zainab. He said, "Let me walk there until his daughter saw him, who has severed my father's head, who has cut the top of my father's head, who has struck my father's head." She carried the Imam into the house. Imagine that sight, Imam al-Hassan, Imam al-Hussein. Zainab at least had them with her on this night, on the 19th of Ramadan. At least she could hold on to her brothers on a night like this. I ask you, my dear brothers and sisters, who did Zainab have on Sham Ghariban? On Sham Ghariban, who helped Zainab alayha salam? And that's why the narrations mention that on the night of the 11th of Muharram, Zainab was trying to sleep after what she had seen in Karbala. Then all of a sudden within her dream, she saw a man wearing black on a horse. The man was coming towards her. She said to him, "Oh man, don't attack us. We have no Hussein and no Abbas with us." He looked at her and he said, "Zainab, don't you recognize your father? Don't you recognize your father, Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam?" Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون واللعنة الدائمة على القوم الظالمين. Raise your hands, my dear brothers and sisters. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ya Allah, give us the shafa'ah of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Ya Allah, allow us to be amongst the zuwar of the grave of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam in the land of Najaf. Ya Allah, bring peace and prosperity to all the followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Our maraji', our marhumin, bless them and give them the highest station. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, unite the ummah on the love of Muhammad and Al Muhammad. The originators of this majlis, allow them to continue in the service of Muhammad and Al Muhammad. There are many who have requested for their hajat and many who are facing calamity and distress. And our brothers in Iran, our brothers in Afghanistan, our brothers in Sham and in Lebanon, our brothers in Iraq and in Yemen and in Pakistan. Ya Allah, give them prosperity. Let's all together read the ayah of the Quran. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Amma yujibu al-mudtarra idha da'a. Louder. Amma yujibul. Amma yujibul. Amma yujibul mudtarra idha da'a. Amma yujibul mudtarra idha da'a. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the Surah Al-Fatiha, but before it, the loudest of your salawat.
ينعاد عليك ينعاد عليك. الله معاك.
مع السلامة.
نحن مقاومة
انت في خطر، ما لازم تطيعي.
ما تخافي يا بنتي.
كيف حالك؟
Just a short while ago, we came to you with a dream. Imam Hussein TV finally has a new home thanks to your generosity. This chapter is something special. We're finally bringing everything to life. Phase 1 of the Zainabiyya complex starts here on the ground floor. The studios are being developed. Shortly, you'll hear the voices you love to hear and the stories about the Ahlul Bayt. Also on this floor is something special. Our Husayniyya, dedicated to Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. Phase 2 brings this floor to life. All the background work, be it editing, development, for all of your favorite shows, happens on this floor. The stuff you don't get to see, the magic behind the camera, is all here. Phase 3 is all about sustainability, with offices being created to allow the channel to generate rental income. This phase is all about the long-term vision of the channel. Have the opportunity to rent an office in our new home. You helped us secure a foundation. This Ramadan helped us build on it. Every single donation leaves a legacy. This is a place for community, family, and most importantly, every single one of you. Donate this month, build with us.